Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Easy Dining on ToksTV.com. Today I'm having a discussion segment with a few of my panel mates from the show Threesome, and I figured, why not? Feed them a little bit, give them something to eat, and a couple of drinks while we talk about the show. So today I figured I'd make them oxtail and a black bean sauce over jasmine rice. So let me show you some of the ingredients I'm going to be using today. I have oxtail, obviously, a little bit of bacon, onions, tomatoes, cucumber, carrot, have some olive oil that I'm going to be using, of course, the jasmine rice, salt, pepper, and black bean sauce. But before we get started, we need to get this oxtail on the fire because it takes a little while to get it going nice and tender for it to be very juicy. So I'll come back to the drinks later on. I'll show you guys how to make a wonderful cocktail. I have to clean these up, make sure we don't have any dirt or any debris, loose bone, or anything that looks crazy. Excess fat is one of the things I'm looking for as well while we're cleaning this up before we put it on the fire. Let me get my olive oil. We're going to heat up the pan for a little bit. So while we heat it up, I'm going to go ahead and season. Use a little bit of salt, some black pepper. Mix that around. Okay, let's pan sear our oxtail. This gives it a nice little brown color on both ends and caramelizes the meat for extra flavor. We'll caramelize for about 2 to 3 minutes on both sides. Then we'll put it in a pan and get it in the oven. All right, so now we're going to flip this around. See that nice brown texture that we have? The meat's being caramelized. This will provide a lot of flavor once you get the meat all caramelized. So while we're pan-searing the meat, I'm just gonna go ahead and get our veggies going here. Carrots, onions, just some kind of seasoning. So we're gonna cut the ends off. And you can use as much carrot as you want. Then of course we have to clean them, scrape it, gets the dirt off, sand, whatever, and exposes the actual delicious part of the carrot that I like. Now we're going to chop up our carrots, big chunks. This is all going to go in the oxtail and all going in the oven. Some onions as well. Take the skin off. Okay, let's check up on our oxtail. Okay, our oxtail's looking good, nice and brown on both ends. We're going to transfer this into a baking pan, in which we're going to be baking it for about, I'd say about an hour and 10 minutes. So let me preheat the oven. Get my baking pan over. So now we're going to bring over our oxtail, add our onions and carrots, a little bit of water. Get aluminum foil. We're going to cover this up, get it in the oven so we can get started on our drinks. This will go for about an hour and 10 minutes. You can check up on it periodically, make sure that the water is not dried up. Okay, into the oven it goes. So now that we have our oxtail in the oven, let's go ahead and get this cocktail going. Today's gonna be a rosé sangria. Have a nice bottle of rosé wine. Gonna be adding some rum, simple syrup, and of course, lime juice. A little bit of lime juice, not much. So let's get started here. I got my pitcher. I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some of my fruit here. Have oranges, lemons, strawberries. Let's go ahead and cut up our orange here. Of course, our lime. With some nice circular cuts here. For this particular sangria, I'm keeping it with the citrus family here. You can use pineapple, apples, other type of fruits. Today is all about the citrus. Oranges, lemons, lime, some ice. Add a little bit of simple syrup. Gives it a little bit of sweetness. Rosé wine. I'm going with the whole bottle if I can. Rum. I'm using a grapefruit rum. You can use flavored rum, pineapple, or just regular rum. A little bit more. I hate to measure. Let's get some strawberries for color. So here you go, rosé sangria. All done. I'm gonna get this in the fridge. It'll chill for a couple minutes, probably an hour or two, as long as the oxtail is going, and we can drink it when we're all ready to go. Okay. Hey guys, now that we have our oxtail in the oven, we're gonna get started on the black bean sauce and our rice. I got the rice in the pot already. Add some water, get that on the fire real quick. I'm using black beans today. It's just my preference. I love black beans. You can use pinto beans. You can use whatever type of beans, Nigerian beans. It doesn't matter. Of course, tomatoes, onion, salt, pepper, some garlic, olive oil, bacon for flavor. You can skip that. Some guys don't eat bacon or pork or what have you. I'm not gonna get into that. So let's get started. Okay, let's get our rice on the fire. This is gonna go for about, say, 15 to 20 minutes. Keep an eye on that. Now let's get our black bean sauce going. We're gonna chop up some onions, tomatoes, and the rest of the condiments that's gonna go into the black bean sauce. Let's get our pot heated up. We're gonna add some olive oil, get a little bit of garlic. Nice aromatic. I love to use garlic. I'm gonna be dicing up some bacon for some extra flavor. All this is going into my beautiful black bean sauce. Lower the heat. Dice up some red onions here. I'm sure at this point you guys are pros at easy dining. If you've been following, you should know how to dice up some onions. So we'll turn the heat up a little bit, let that sweat and caramelize for a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. So we're gonna dice up some tomatoes for our sauce. Let's get this top part out of there. Put that down the middle. And like I said earlier, if you've been watching my videos, you should know how to dice some onions and tomatoes at this point. And of course, I'm gonna be using some canned tomatoes too. Comes with a little bit of added juices that you really can't get from some of the fresh tomatoes. So now that we kind of like nice little crisp on our bacon. Our onions are getting a little bit caramelized there. Let's add our tomatoes as well. It's gonna be all one happy sauce here in a second. Some fresh tomatoes. Then I'm gonna add my canned tomatoes. Like I said, it's my preference. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just for added flavor on my end. We'll let this simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then we'll add our black beans, salt, pepper. So we're gonna check up on our oxtail here. Make sure we still have some water and some juices. Oh yeah, look at that, beautiful. We have another 20 minutes on that, so we'll let that go. So we're gonna season up our base sauce here, our tomato sauce. A little bit of salt. Some black pepper. Adobo seasoning. Used that in my last episode. It's one of my secret ingredients. And of course, we gotta keep this Naija. So we'll add some red ground pepper, as we call it. Gives it a little bit of kick. And 1 Maggi cube. You haven't cooked for Nigerians until you add Maggi cube in what you're cooking. It's been going for about 15 minutes now. We get the black beans in there. Black beans out of the can's already pre-cooked, so it doesn't really need to go for so much. I would say another 10 minutes. And we'll crush on the black beans to make it kind of a pasty, thickish consistency. All right, so we're gonna get our rice. I'm sure it's almost done. We'll check on that. All right, so let's go ahead and smash our beans a little bit. I'm gonna create this kind of a thickish consistency, almost paste-like. You could just use a wooden spoon or, you know, something that's strong enough. See, as you can see, got most of about 50-60% of the beans all mashed up, and we got a nice thick consistency here, just the way I like it. Set the oxtail out of the oven. Oh, what a beauty. I'm gonna add this to our black bean sauce. And of course, I am gonna add a little bit of beef stock. This is for added flavor, of course. You don't have to do this. Then we'll let this simmer for another 10 minutes. It'll be time to plate. So now that we have everything all prepared, it's time for the favorite part, plating. For me, presentation is always key. Put my rice in a nice little bowl. It's one of the reasons why you use the jasmine rice. It's nice and sticky. Pick up some of our oxtail here. So beautiful. Get some of the black bean sauce. Some of the carrots. Got some shredded cucumber. Just a little salad on the side. And of course, we're having some parsley for garnish. See folks, that was very easy. Again, oxtail and black bean sauce over jasmine rice. I have a nice little slaw here, cucumber and carrots. My guests should be arriving shortly, so I've got one plate set up right now. But before they get here, I'm gonna fix myself a cocktail. The Rosé Sangria. All right, guys, cheers. See you later. Catch us on the next episode of Easy Dining. My name is Tunde. You can also check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, ToksTV.com. Peace.